Whoa, there we go. Don't make fun of me. Folks, hello and welcome to Gamers Hells. Brought to you on a Sunday night, not your normal Saturday night. Not that our community is a bunch of party people, but the reality is we actually had something to do this past Saturday. Last night we were out in Long Island, at
Out on the island.
out on the island at what is officially, unofficially being known as
Glencoe.
Glencon. Now you think Glencon would be in Glen Cove, but no, no. Glencon was Glencon because our very own Glenn Hallstrom is in New York, so he's visiting another friend of ours out in Long Island. So Glenn was running games Friday night and then all day Saturday. God bless him. So
He
I
did a great job.
yeah. Let's see. Oh, not too bad. Listen, for a Sunday, we got two people in at the beginning. That's
Oh,
not. I'll take it. Um. So Glenn ran yesterday. The first session was Hyperborea, and
I'd never played before.
I own all three editions of Hyperborea, and I've never had a chance to play it until yesterday. Uh,
Oh, really?
yeah, and it was awesome. It's a great system. I've always enjoyed reading it. It was nice to get a chance to play it. And where's my chat? I gotta put my chat into the. There we go. Good evening from Tom. Tom,
Hello.
good to see you. So, and our second session was Ghostbusters.
That was really fun too.
Dun, 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 dun. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. And I remember getting Ghostbusters back in the 80s and unboxing it in the backyard here. And
Oh,
that I reordered it on eBay. It's not too bad to buy on eBay. Just don't expect to get the ghost dice.
oh, okay.
Do we have any packages coming today?
I think some hydrocortisone.
Oh, I'll have to say.
Yeah, and
We've got a doorbell ringing, and it's
yeah.
not the dog. So, but in any case, we had a great time yesterday. The barbecuing was great. Jason
Mm,
hosted a great uh,
yeah. Thank you,
gathering.
Jason.
Everybody there was a lot of fun to be around.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Very relaxed.
very relaxed,
Mm-hmm.
very fun, and it was fun to watch in between games to watch Glenn doze off for a bit, and I kind of envied him because I was like, oh, I could use a 10-minute nap, and then I saw Jason doze off.
Mm.
So this is what gaming in your 50s is about,
I
50s and 60s.
guess.
It's about nap time. It's like when we were kids, when I was in my upper teens, young 20s, we would have sessions that would last from 2 in the afternoon to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning sometimes. And maybe you do a food run in the middle.
Mm.
But you kept it going. And unlike, was it the car song?
Until the sun went down, you
You kept
kept
it
it going.
going. Yeah, no, we don't play like that anymore. We need nap time. When I do these videos, we're doing a live stream. My time limit's about 2 hours because then I gotta do a potty break. So getting older, certain things just set in, and I would have enjoyed a nap just because the weather was perfect. Right, it was. You had the sun, but at the same time, you had a little chill in the air. It got a little chilly last night.
Oh yeah.
Once the sun went down, it it,
The
it
heaters
got,
came on though. That was nice.
yes. So, but that's why there was no show. There was no shoe last night. We didn't get home until about 9:30, 9:40.
Mm.
But we had a great time. Really did. So I think today, uh, Jason and Glenn were at the Comic Con
Yeah.
convention here in New York City and at the Jacob Javits Convention Center. So personally, I don't have it in for Comic Con. Just if you'd asked me,
Yeah, I
like,
think I'd be like, oh, what is that reference to? You know, like seeing
yeah,
people in their costumes or whatever,
yeah,
and not fully understanding because I don't really have the
the grounding.
full frame of reference for all these things.
So I figured we were invited.
Yeah.
We had a it would have been a long day. I mean, yesterday was a long day, but it was so much fun it didn't seem like it. But
Well, we were sitting and enjoying
I
ourselves, so
know,
how?
I know, and I did not know that you can make hot dogs and have them marinate in
I
beer.
never thought of a marinade for hot dogs, but the beer,
The beer
that
marinade.
was so good, and you know, it was so good. In fact, that I never progressed to trying a hamburger.
I think the hamburgers. I think you said they had provolone cheese.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, the hamburgers
Hmm.
were really good too. So
Oh,
Jason and crew did a great job. And then
yeah. Jason and Pete
that
were the cookers.
that was lunch, and then dinner was ribs.
Yes, and they were good, and they were huge.
Yeah,
Even though they were baby backs, they were massive.
they
But
were
it was a lot of meat on
dinosaur baby back ribs. I mean, I was like,
them.
holy crap. so so that is the reason why we had to
Oh, and
punt.
garlic smashed potatoes; those were so
Oh
good.
yeah, but that's the reason why we had a punt for 24 hours, and we know
Mhm.
we do have a very steady, loyal audience, but you know, base D&D memes and shenanigans. Welcome, Tammy. Yeah, weather this weekend was great. Yeah, weather was it was. I was nervous because I'm like, all right, we're gonna be doing this now. Jason has a beautiful backyard, and he
Yes.
has this I don't know what you call it, pavilion. You know,
Cabana. He
a
called it
cabana,
cabana,
a cabana,
like a place, like a big roof,
right? And it is
but not a
awesome.
tent. It's, I guess, some type of metal.
Yeah, but it's awesome. But it's October,
Yeah.
the last half of October, and the weather can get iffy
Hmm.
in October in New York. But no, we had perfect weather. It was
Yes.
really really great, and we got our gaming in without going to a convention or me hanging out with my usual miscreants. Now I didn't know if Glenn was going to be up to run 2 sessions. I know that I'd been asked initially if I would be willing to run something,
Oh,
so I was ready.
you brought something, but
I brought it. I brought one of my
Glenn was on his roll.
yeah, Glenn was amazing. I
Mhm.
had my Swords and Wizardry Light ready to go because I had that. I still have some copies left I could distribute, and I had an adventure deck, and I would have just said everybody pull a card, and from the cards hit the party pulled as they created characters, and I would have put Rachel in charge of creating characters because she has that experience now.
No.
Swords and Wizardry Light. Oh come on. You'd be running point. I'd be backing up, but I'd spend those like 10 minutes knitting together an adventure from the
Because
cards
when we
pulled.
played Heavy War, I was like, "Oh shit, you're gonna have to help me with that."
That's okay.
I guess the character creation was a little longer than what I'm used to, and
Yeah,
so they, how's my character coming along?
yeah. Hey, sorry folks, I'm slowing you guys down at the table because I'm creating 2 characters.
Well, no, some of them took really long time. You created the 2 of ours.
Yeah, but there's just a few things like I didn't bother.
Some of it was so nitty gritty.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I don't. What our cultural background is, if it comes up, I'll pick it. In the meantime, we're moving on. I was like, I want to, choose
Mhm.
classes. One was great, and something like Hyperborea, you want to have some control over the character that you run, like and how they, I don't know, are created. But again, it was a great time. Now you can tell, by the way, folks, and this is Rachel's got a cold.
Yeah.
It snuck up. Now,
Yeah, I went shopping today and as I was leaving shopping, um, I was just I had to like sniff. It was sneezy and sniffly, and so yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. So,
So
and
I have my procedure tomorrow, and some of the questions that they ask you, like in preparation, like on Friday, they were like, "Oh, have you had any cold or flu symptoms for the last 2 weeks?" And I hadn't. And then
then
today came.
she had them all. She had them all, I tell you. Paul, welcome. St. Cuthbert. Uh, hello. I just ate an entire can of pork and beans.
Ooh.
Good or bad? Depends on the pork and beans. Okay.
Well, pork I wouldn't mess with too much.
Yeah, but
I mean, I
bacon.
did last night with the ribs, I guess. But
Tammy's like procedure.
oh yeah, yeah. I have to have a polyp removed, and you know, I guess they don't. I guess they most often they don't remove them um and do this procedure if you have a cold because it can make it so that you'd be more prone to infection, um, or just like more bleeding or things like that. So I don't know if they'll actually do it tomorrow. We'll see. I sent a message to my doctor and I'll call the surgical unit tomorrow to see. And we'll just go from there.
So, and I mean, now, and after if there's a procedure, after the procedure, we go out to Long Island to pick Glenn up. So Glenn's going to be with us for about a week. Sometimes
Yeah.
part of that time here in New York City, part of that time in the Poconos. So expect to see more Glenn this week.
Yeah.
I would assume that Glenn will be on Wednesday, appearing with Mike, myself, and Jim Kitchen,
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh, from the Poconos.
from the
Because
Poconos.
that's after my scan.
Yeah, and then likely we're also going to have Glenn on Friday, and definitely for Game of Health on Saturday.
He's a little unsure about Gamer's health.
Was he?
He's afraid he's going to get scolded. And I was like,
By who?
who's going to scold you?
Come on, I got some horrible health
He's like,
habits.
oh, I'm just so unhealthy. It's like, we all
Yeah,
are.
that's part of the whole thing.
Yes.
Uh, Paul been going down the dungeon synth rabbit hole today. Anyone play mood ambient audio in their live in-person games?
Oh, that's a great question.
All right, so when I used to run, there was a period when I was running 2E, and that's going back into my 20s,
Mhm.
that I would play certain soundtracks like Conan and stuff. There's a lot of better, huge choices. I have a huge selection of soundtracks that I could use. I don't. But Glenn had it set up.
Glenn uses sound a lot.
Yeah.
So like he'll have like the sound in the Ghostbusters game he had like the sounds of the ghosts. Um
When you were destroying them, they made noises, and
yeah.
you turned on your power packs.
Yeah.
So,
There were
uh,
a lot of things
yeah, Glenn.
that they could hear it blocks away.
Yes, yes. Jason's wife was like, "I heard this at my friend's house." I was like, "What the hell is it?" And I come home and it's you
And
all.
it's here.
Yeah. Paul, good luck, Rach, with your procedure.
Thank you so much.
St. Cuthbert,
We'll
best.
see if they do it, and if they do it, that's okay.
So St. Cuthbert says
If they don't, that's okay too.
best immune boosting supplements, vitamin D3. Yes.
And yeah, they told me to stop that
Yeah.
until
Afterwards.
after.
C. Zinc. Now.
Yeah, they tell every
My
supplement and vitamin. They're like, no,
yeah.
no, no,
So
stop
now
that.
with me with vitamin C, because I have the
Yes, your
glucose reader.
sensor.
I am limited to how much vitamin C I can take in a day without getting improper readings. So I used to mega dose vitamin C, especially during COVID,
Mm.
and I still have. I found one of our Vitamin D3, zinc, vitamin C,
Oh, okay.
you know, pill boxes. So,
Mm.
but zinc, multivitamin E, and quercetin.
Huh.
I'm gonna look at the last one. St. Cuthbert, Rach, you'll be fine. Prayers your way.
Thank you.
Tammy, how does the garden grow? Well, there's like one small pepper still left in the backyard. There's a handful of tomatoes. I'll probably go out there. If Rach doesn't have a procedure, I'll go out there tomorrow. If not, I'll go out there on Tuesday.
Yeah, if they tell me don't come,
Yeah. Stay home.
I'll be, kind of happy a little bit, but it'll
Yeah.
still be hanging over my head,
Right. You're still with a Damocles.
Yeah.
But oh, hold on a second. St. Cuthbert says my doctor says I need buffalo trace. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So, not buffalo trace, but it is a bourbon whiskey, small batch, and it's very small batch. Liberty Call. It was bottled for my retiree organization, the Retired Sergeants of the NYPD. It's Uncommon Valor. It's got
Oh, there you go.
9/11 and
The
the
Twin
Twin
Towers.
Towers, and it's very small batch bourbon whiskey finished with Amburana wood, 48% alcohol, 96% proof, and all the proceeds from this went to the Widows and Children's Fund with the parent union. So I am a lifelong member of the SBA, which is the Sergeants
Yeah.
Union for the PD, and by being a lifetime member, besides the fact that I get like a life insurance policy, and funeral benefits. Well, thank you all. It's like yeah, just in case, but also, somebody has to predecease the other person.
Yeah.
Most of us don't go out of this existence and go get snuffed out at the same time as the person that they're bonded with.
Yeah.
So if the chance happens that I predecease Rach and being 4 years older, it's a good chance. Um, Her benefits continue from the union benefits, which includes prescription, eye care, dental care. So that was worth the investment to being a lifetime
Oh, not
member.
my senior care?
Oh, that's by the city.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that gets covered by the city, especially in my case because since I was covered by the 9/11 victims
Uh,
compensation, when I could live to be 102. When I die, my death will be a line of duty death, and as a line of duty death, I believe your benefits would continue.
mm,
So, only because I had 9/11 related cancer, so therefore
okay.
it's going to be a line of duty. I could live to be the age of Methuselah.
And may you.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I want to live to 100. Like he's 112.
Oh, well, that's stingy.
Yeah, and he can't even roll. I can't roll my dice. I can't go Yahtzee. No, I can't go Nat 20 anymore. No, come on. If you can't be part of it, then it makes now. Tammy, also the garden, the indoor, the Gardein
The
was it?
garden with a Y.
The Gardein with the one, the indoor Guardian. By the way, they have a smaller one that they have now,
It's called the Garden Studio.
right? Which I believe ours
Two
has,
poles. It's like,
and there's shorter poles.
yeah.
So whereas and one
One
and
light.
one light. So whereas ours has 30 pods, I think this one has 16 pods or something like that.
Mm,
12, somewhere between 12 and 16.
mm.
But we actually threw out all the plants, the peppers, the jalapenos, and the sweet peppers that were planted last fall. The plants were still alive. They were still flowering.
Yeah.
Blows my mind. So, but we also had an aphid problem that came from the strawberries that we had for a while.
Yeah.
So we took everything,
Troublemakers.
we threw
They
out
were good, though.
all the plants, gave it a nice disinfectant cleaning inside and out. Only problem we have with it now is that the water sensor isn't working, and that was getting flaky for a bit. So we may have to replace that. But we've had it for a year. We have new plants already in all the pods, and a couple of the lettuces are already sprouting. They've only been uh, 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, probably since like Tuesday,
Yeah,
Wednesday.
so it's actually pretty darn good. Saint Cuthbert, uh, proud of you, man. Looking forward to meeting you at WizardCon 2025.
Nice.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah.
2025 is going to be
A very nice
a
year,
very nice
very
year for convention,
con-related year.
and they're going to be cons that we can drive to. I will say that Game Hall is one of the best run, most fun cons you can go to. My issue with Game Hall is, I got to fly to a small airport. Um, North Texas,
Game Hall is not that bad with
no,
the
but
transport.
the transport's better than Gary Con.
Much.
Unless Gary Con moves to Milwaukee or some such, we're not going back. And it's nothing against the con; it's all against the location.
It's too desolate.
Yeah, no, you got to rent the car to make it even uh,
A
possible,
viable
and
trip, yeah.
I don't look
Because
forward to renting
you
cars.
can't really call a taxi and just get out
No,
when you're ready to leave. So,
no, you gotta pray to the gods.
yeah,
They'll,
that someone wants to work that day, that somebody wants to drive taxi
yeah, and
because
that's
they're all locals.
right, and if somebody wants to drive to, where do we fly at?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Yes. We got lucky in the end, but you get nervous when you start looking at your phone and you've been waiting, and you already requested one real early, and now you're waiting an hour and nobody's
They're like,
picked it up.
sorry, I can't find anybody for you.
And it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, son of a! And you start calling local car companies, and nobody wants to drive to Milwaukee. So, you know, without a rental, you're kind of held
You're
over.
trapped off.
Yeah, it's easy to get from the airport.
Yeah,
Oh,
because they know it, they're in for that because they're
yeah,
at the airport.
right. But otherwise, no, no, no. Thank you, no, thank you. So with Glenn coming over again, we get Glenn tomorrow, whether Rach has a procedure or not. But if she doesn't have a procedure, we're probably going to get Glenn a little bit earlier and avoid some of the traffic.
Yeah.
But you know, you realize when you're going to have company that's going to spend a couple of days, and it's going to be, probably 2 nights here, then a bunch of nights up in the Poconos, and then another 2 nights here. That there's a lot of prep you got to do, a lot of little
Hmm.
cleaning, like things that for you are like normal. When you have company, it's like, oh, I guess that isn't normal. Like with us, we had a large area rug in this very room, and
And it had been totally abnormal for a really long
the
time.
problem with
We needed to address it.
well, there was, I spilled red wine on it. I was trimming at the beginning of an ingrown toenail, forgetting that I will bleed like a sieve
Oh
because
yeah.
I'm on blood thinners, and I'm like, why is there blood dripping from my foot? Oh, good. The area rug is absorbing it all. That's good. So I was like, I guess we got to change that
Yeah.
out, which we did.
And we'd wanted to for a long time
Right,
because we had another rug on hand. That's very
ready
pretty.
ready to go. So and actually, it's better for me because my chair is on wheels, and we have a
Oh, is
nut.
that what it is? Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
so
realize that.
yeah, so to be off, I was usually half on a carpet, half off a carpet kind of deal.
Mhm.
So the smaller rug is just a better deal, honestly. But
Well, most of it is on my side.
yeah,
Where like it should be farther here to be centered
But
properly.
actually, we centered it on the TV. Well, kind of on the TV. Who knows? Who? It all looks fine. And actually, this one's small enough that if I spill more red wine on it, God bless, I can always.
Well, it's also made to be able to go in the washing machine,
Yeah,
given that, you know, the spelling and
the spilling and the bleeding.
the.
It's like, Eric, did you leave a crime scene here? It's like, no, I could have if you really wanted me to. But it's actually it's exciting to host Glenn. And if Glenn's watching this, I'm not trying to like embarrass you or anything like that. But as kids, you always have like sleepovers, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm having friends sleep over, and usually, or I'll sleep over a friend's house, which always meant that you were sleeping on somebody's carpet with
Oh.
a blanket below you and a blanket above you. And it's like, all right, but I'm sleeping at Paul's house, I'm sleeping at Kenny's house, and that's now as an adult, like you've already have well, we have the futon. It's like up in the Poconos. Well, he's got choices of the couch, the what do you call it? The converted cot on the porch,
Daybed?
the daybed, a camping
Is that what it
cot. Yeah. Oh, the fact is, Glenn is tall, so I don't think the converted attic, which only stands at about 5'10". My head just hits, and I'm like 5'9". Uh, Glenn is like what 6'2".
Right, and then the angles come.
Oh yeah, the angles. Yeah, it would be uh, very interesting to see Glenn up in the attic, converted attic up there. But Willalona's Cave, welcome. So, and what I find actually interesting is, all right, so this house here in Queens was built in 1905, and when my mother moved in here in the 50s,
Yeah.
the alleyway was not cemented; it was still dirt, and
Oh.
she could dig in that dirt and go down like maybe an inch and find pennies from the late 1800s and
Oh.
early 1900s
Wow.
from the construction workers
Mm.
that were losing this
Mm.
at the time. And for me, what blows my mind about this house is that you go down into the basement and it's got tree trunks as stilts where you can still pull the bark off if you go underneath the paint.
Oh.
And this house was built in days of coal for heat, so you have converted coal bins, and the windows that lead out to the alleyway reach on the basement windows.
Yeah.
Those were the actual coal chutes. That's where the coal came in.
Oh, really?
That's where they fed the coal
Huh.
into. And I'm guessing that you had the two bins because one bin was for the downstairs apartment, one bin was for the upstairs apartment, and you
Uh-huh.
burned your own coal.
Oh, so your mom basically grew up in this house.
Yes, but it was already
Mm.
converted over before that. So
Yeah.
this house still has in the walls the original gas fixtures. It had gas lighting.
Mm.
Um, and actually, one of these rooms, actually, maybe we took it out. One of these rooms used to still have the gas fixture sticking out. So that's how you would light.
Really?
Yeah, interesting times. Well, what's interesting too is that the house in the Poconos that we're going to be in was also built in 1905.
That was true.
That was too. Now,
Huh.
that house, when it was built in 1905,
Hunting cabin.
was pretty much a hunting cabin. It was a main room, the kitchen, the dining area, and the bathroom, and an open porch in the back and an open porch in the front. And at some point, somebody built a bedroom, so the bedroom up there doesn't have any heat
Mm-hmm.
because it wasn't built. They'd already
Oh,
installed.
yeah. You have to leave the door open again.
You're right.
Mm.
And then my parents, when they inherited the house, they went through two steps. They closed in the front porch, but it wasn't heated and it didn't have like flooring, and me as a teenager put up all the shingle walling that we
Oh,
used to have.
you put up those
Yes,
shingles.
yeah,
Oh,
it was me. And then my parents had the front porch winterized, which was
yeah.
awesome. And then they redid the bathroom and the kitchen, and it looks uh, stunning. It's beautiful. It doesn't look like it was built in 1905.
No.
This house has features that you can still look at and go,
Yes.
"Wow,
A
1905."
lot of character.
Yeah, I don't know. Here, I'll show with this. I'm just gonna just see up on top
The
there,
tin
a
ceiling
tin ceiling
and the Dutch
and a
shelf.
Dutch shelf. So most of the Dutch shelf has a collection of beer signs. I have all around it, but I we figured out that the second floor where we are was the owner's floor. This was the master apartment
Oh.
because it has the Dutch shelf, it has the tin ceiling, whereas downstairs didn't have a Dutch shelf in the corresponding room. It didn't have a tin ceiling, so which makes sense, right? If you're going to rent and everybody's got kids, do you want to be above the kids or hear the kids running
Hmm.
above you
I don't
constantly?
know. It depends. I would think older people would have, but then again, the owner might not be old, you know,
Right.
um, and have mobility issues or something, you know.
The grape is giving me her cold.
Sorry.
You should be sorry, Rachel. It's all your fault. No, that's okay. Usually when I'm like doing like a live video, I either turn the camera off or I do something if I'm gonna blow my nose. But can't I got Rachel with me? I can't step away from the screen. God knows. But yeah, we've done and when I say we, I'm mostly piggybacking on Rach. But we've done a yeoman's job getting this place up to par. Make it Glenable. But my Rachie, You're not getting procedure done tomorrow.
No.
Since we started this live stream, you went from energy level of about an 8 to about a 4.5.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm just like tired, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
This is bad. This is so bad. I'm like, I really want to go to sleep. Then I'll have to wake up at midnight or just before midnight so I can eat.
Yeah. I want to take a nap, but I'm a gremlin. She's a gremlin today. She's got to have all her, gremlins. You can't feed them after midnight. No food, no water after midnight. If
The
you
water after no water after 9 a.m.
Okay, you're not a full gremlin then.
No.
You're only a partial
Yeah, I was
gremlin.
like, oh, that's cool.
Well, I see now. You gotta get that restriction.
Hmm.
6 a.m. call. Anybody in? I got the snots. I got the sniffles. Can we boot? Can we punt this about 2, 3 weeks, maybe? Tammy, Eric knows you well. Oh my,
Yeah.
we both know each other very well,
Yeah.
and I think that is a huge part of our secret to success.
Yeah.
Now we're coming up on 13 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Um,
11-5.
yes, and we, there are couples that know the other couple's buttons and what to push to get a rise out of somebody, and we know those buttons, but we don't push them.
No.
Some people push them just because they want to get that rise, and I'm like, this is the person I love. I'm not looking to get a rise out of her. I'm just looking to have a pleasant day and make her day as best I can make it. So, oh, I feel for you, darling.
Thanks, man.
But And I was we visited our friend John today.
Yeah.
Old our old bartender class. Well, I like they weren't classmates, but they were from the neighborhood. Knows my mother. They're
Yes.
same generation. Um, and retired cop, and we're there, and Rachel's talking, and all I can hear is congestion in this woman, and I'm just like, oh boy,
Yeah, at
this.
first I thought it was like I smelled something because I smelled a perfume that I just didn't like. It was like, oh, this is a sneeze in a bottle. This is terrible, you
Yeah,
know. And I just thought it was from that, and then I'm like, I couldn't shake it.
yeah, you just open the floodgates.
Yeah.
Roger, we've been married 18 years, together for 25. I'm a serial button pusher. And you know what? Some people just are, and some relationships need that. So there's always a release valve. You know, there's always that. Nothing gets pent up. Nothing. Some people they pent up. Everything gets held in, and then it explodes,
Yeah.
which isn't us either.
No.
Tammy, Sunday isn't a bad day for this.
No.
Good cocoa for the upcoming week.
Hmm.
So Rach will drink coffee. I will not, but she's not a real coffee person.
No,
She's a
I
tea.
not well, no, it's like coffee, coffee, coffee. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll drink it every once in a while.
I worked
We're
with
more
some.
tea people.
Yeah, I worked with some major need
And
coffee.
cocoa, yes, we do like cocoa.
Tom, Tammy and I are married 5 years, and
Uh,
no comment about buttons. You know, it's you know them, and sometimes you just got to go a little bit of a. But there are the people that do the like the why is this elevator not coming? I got to keep hitting the
mm,
button 19 times. Well, that's probably not a way to.
no.
Tammy, convo. Sorry, listen. We Rach and I have certainly pushed each other's buttons. It's just that we push the buttons when it happens. It's usually unintentional.
Yes.
It's usually pissed off at the world in general. Oh, and button, yeah, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and it's like, did you mean? Oh no, I was just. We're pretty good at reading each other. So,
Yes.
Rach, what are you drinking, by the way?
This is the black cherry.
Black
Hop
cherry
water.
hop water. By the way, if you need an alcohol replacement, and we've done hop tea, we've done hop water. I think the hop water is better. Personally, I think it's generally
Yeah,
more fun.
the room over there would say so.
Oh,
Because we
listen,
have case after
case of
case.
we
Not
have,
case, a 12 pack after 12 pack of
yeah.
the dark
I can have
the
some of that.
black
Yeah,
tea.
I gotta start putting that in the fridge. I can add that
Yeah.
to my repertoire.
Yes. Because
Yours.
I drank all the other good ones.
Oh, okay. Your seat at the table. I grew up in a house built in the 1800s. We had a stairwell leading outside, but previous owners built a porch over it.
Oh,
Wow. You know,
interesting.
I mean, this house here in Queens has had major renovations. In my lifetime, we had the front porch mostly closed off to extend the downstairs living room
Oh,
out.
okay.
Um, front door vestibule area was done away with after we were burglarized. It's like, well, we don't need an unlocked door that leads to a locked door. Let's just get rid
Yes.
of that. It's probably not good. um, had Rach and I, when we got married, we had some major work done,
Yeah.
opening up what was closing off the doorway behind where you see the over there where you see the shelving between the built-in hutch and that shelving with the doorway. We closed that off. We opened that room up to the hallway. I think
Mm.
that works out a lot better actually,
Yeah.
because otherwise, the way this house was built, it was built
Like railroad cars.
like railroad cars. If you have your hallway, but if you so and the reason why it was built like railroad cars is because you would heat two rooms. You would heat the kitchen, and you would heat what was traditionally the living room. And then the living room would have an archway, a large opening with sliding doors, and that was a bedroom. And then the kitchen, which room that we're off of, would come to a dining room. We've changed it, but the dining room had this big archway opening,
Yeah.
and then you had a room in between the two. So that was the uh, traditionally, I guess the one of the main, it was two bedrooms. Well, that middle bedroom got heated up by the by the kitchen heating up the dining room, and then the residual heat getting to that bedroom, or the living room heating up a bedroom, and the residual heat of that bedroom heating up the room in between. So that was probably a very cold room to be in
Yeah.
traditionally. So we opened it up, and that room now leads. That room was initially our living room. It's become the yoga room slash guest room
Yeah.
slash
Like exercise area.
exercise area. We have our treadmill there. So
And he likes to put just your random stuff in there.
ah now it's taking a button and pushing it.
Yes.
Random stuff. Gosh darn it. Uh Don, our old farmhouses are like that.
Yeah.
You're to the table with the old house. Used to freak out friends with the stairs to nowhere.
Oh
Of the four upstairs bedrooms, mine had no heat registers, but it did have its own stairs.
wow. Huh.
Yep. So, you wonder as in our generation, like, why would you build a house this way? But once you see how it was originally intended,
Yes.
you understand why. That being said,
Yeah.
there was also an assumed neighborliness. So, the way it was built, since your doors, if you locked the doorway to the hallway on the second floor and you only walk through rooms, you were walking through bedrooms like from your main entrance, or you unlocked that, and it was a skeleton key, of course.
Yeah.
But if you unlocked it, then theoretically your upstairs neighbor, your downstairs neighbor has access
Yeah.
to your apartment. So my whole life, this household, this two family home has always had two generations living in it. So it's just been one extended household to a large
Yeah.
extent. So it's never been. Um, we don't even have a kitchen door. I had it taken out years ago. We just, you know,
Yeah. I don't remember the kitchen door.
yeah, I had that taken out.
I remember a door in the middle, like just beyond the bathroom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we took it out when we got the new fridge, and we just never put it back.
Mm.
I just thought it was better with it. I go, who needs it?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. You're like, why would they?
it was in the
We
basement for
already
a while.
have a door on
Yeah,
the other, or we had a door out there until we took that one off too.
yeah. Doors, doors, doors. Who needs
And I
doors?
think we regret taking down that other door out there because,
Which other door out there? The one from in the hallway?
yeah, the hall door.
I don't regret it.
No,
No.
I guess for controlling the movement of animals
I just,
and like
I'm just happy to
the
have the gate.
irritation that the animals do.
Yeah, but I
The
prefer
harassment of I
I
kitty
prefer
cat.
having the gate and
Yeah.
throw
Okay.
a towel over it. And the airflow is better. It's cooler in the summertime.
That's true.
So, uh, you'll see the table. My folks' house has been added on at least four times
Oh,
since 1844.
wow.
Yeah, not much in the way of add-ons here, except for uh, building
The
out the
extension of the living room.
extension of the living room downstairs. We briefly discussed, and it was poo-pooed
Mhm.
was the idea of building a second floor porch over the extension of the porch and have like a little balcony out there,
Yeah.
a little breakfast area. Because we actually have neighbors that did that.
Yeah, and it looks
It looks
nice.
nice. I wouldn't go with the shiny though.
No, I would go with some kind of like classic, like
Yeah,
wrought iron
yeah,
to match the wrought iron that we have, like all
yeah.
of that ironwork downstairs.
So Tom, I rented an old captain's house in East Boston that had a working dumbwaiter that was still used
Uh-huh.
to send things to the basement. So I don't know if I've told this story on the Gamer's Health, but my grandmother's, sorry, well, my great grandmother's building, which is a block and a half away from us. When I was a kid, it had a drugstore underneath. Now it's a pizzeria that's been in the neighborhood my whole life.
Yeah.
And my grandmother lived above. But when they bought the building, they were running a bar down below. But with prohibition, the bar had to close up, kind of, sort of. And it became a neighborhood speakeasy. And my great grandmother, in her broken English, told me and showed me the dumbwaiter. And she would explain that when uh, the, how did you call it? The Federals, when the Federals were coming, because every bar would call the next bar on the list and go, hey, heads up, we just got raided. So all the alcohol would be put into the dumbwaiter and sent upstairs to the apartment, and then the apartment would send down tea and coffee.
Oh, so they thought it was feds coming.
So if the feds came, they could they could swap it out.
Oh.
This is my same great grandmother that told me words of wisdom that made no sense until I was a cop for a couple of years. And she told me in her heavily accented German, English, you can always trust the police officer because he'll take the bag. But the fireman, he comes and leaves with your silverware in his boots. That made no sense to me. And then I got on the job. And I started hearing some of the stories,
Oh.
not just about cops, but about firemen. And I went, oh, wow. Okay. All those old stories were right.
Yeah.
The cop, the bagman who basically collect protection money from
Mhm.
different businesses, and the firemen with their sticky fingers.
Wow.
Not saying it's part of the current culture. Certainly isn't in the PD. I spent my time on internal affairs. I would have known about that.
Yeah.
And as for FD, I don't really know any firemen, so I couldn't say. Tammy, breakfast balcony would be great. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm really I'm thinking about it. I may push for that one again at some point. Don, only problem with old houses in Michigan are the Michigan basements, dirt floors
Oh.
with stone foundations.
Isn't that what we have in Pennsylvania?
Well, Pennsylvania has it has a cement floor, but
Oh, it does.
it's a cement floor like the one here, which does not look like it's a original floor.
Yeah.
It looks like a homemade cement job.
Ah.
Personally, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
So, but the
I
event,
haven't spent that much time down there because I'm afraid of that.
oh, the one
In
up,
the
the
Poconos, I'm
one in the
afraid,
Pocono,
terrified of going down
oh,
there.
the one in the
Cause
Poconos.
like you can, cause there's mice there, and like if they die, like if they trap in, gross. Won't go there. Won't
Well,
go in the basement.
not only that,
And
but
even here, I don't really feel that comfortable, so I'll just go to the washer and dryer and make a beeline there and back out. That's why he'll say like, "Oh, in the basement we have the tree trunks." I'm like, "Really?"
we got tree trunks in the
It's
basement.
just like boop boop.
No, we got tree trunks in the basement, and those and the rooms or bins,
Yes.
those were coal bins. That's why the slats only go up about like 4 feet, and then they are
Yeah.
because that's how high the coal would go.
Oh.
You learn interesting things.
Mm.
and it's interesting to see how a house evolves.
Yeah.
So, but now I think Rachel's giving me her sniffles.
Sorry.
You're not sorry. She's sorry.
Really.
So, um, if you know Rach and I beyond just this channel, and you want to know what goes on tomorrow, feel free to ping me. Um, I'm guessing. If I had to guess, I'd be like, they'd be like, oh, I can hear that snot in your nose. Yep, there's a reason why Rach was the last of the day, probably 3:34.
I don't know. My breast surgery took, to get the cancer out.
Yeah,
That was until like, I think I came out of the operating room at like 5 or
yeah, but
something.
you went in at
5:30.
like 3.
Yeah, but I got there just as early. I had to get there like by 11 or something
Yeah,
because they thought it was going to happen like at 1:30 or something, and
I
then it
think that
happened
delayed.
at like, yeah, and then it happened at like 3 or 3:30, and then so like at the end they were like, "Yeah, you want to walk? Want to walk? Breathe into this. Do it some more." And I was just like, "I just want to sleep."
You can't sleep,
Like,
kid.
no, no, just breathe into this. Make sure the ball goes all the way out.
Oh God. Well, folks, listen. I really do appreciate each and every one of you for joining us,
Yeah,
spending your
thank
time with
you.
us. Again, we knew we weren't going to make it for yesterday, our
Yeah.
normal Saturday, so we punted to Sunday, and your turnout is
Thank you so
amazing.
much for
I think we hit like 14.
taking your time
Yeah,
with us.
we hit 14 consecutive. That's pretty good for uh, Eric and Rachel talking about healthy shit and
About life.
about life. I really do appreciate each and every one of
Yeah.
you. I can't say that enough. There's 2 links on
Yeah.
the bottom of the screen, by the way, or 3. Tankarstavern.game/humble. That takes you to Humble Bundle. There's a Call of Cthulhu bundle going on there right now, which is actually pretty cool. Tankars-tavern.game/DTRPG. That takes you to Drive Through RPG, who has a horror sale going on right now. And we had a voicemail, speakpipe.com/tavern chat. Anywhere in the world, you
Oh,
can,
the Google one is only for America?
yes, this is
Oh,
anywhere in the world. I figure it's a lot easier, and feel free to use it.
nice.
We'll, even if we don't respond to you directly, we listen to everything. We read everything. If you send us emails, if you send us PMs, we read them all.
We do try to respond directly or ask for permission,
To read it
to,
online or
yes.
address it online,
Yeah.
because that's what
And
communities
see if
do.
you would want your name attached or.
Right. Tammy goes, I vote for a Sunday revisit. Well, I'm sure,
Oh,
I haven't looked at the schedule for holidays coming up.
oh, it's Tuesday.
Oh, it's midweek this year? Oh,
Yeah, it's like
okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, wow. So,
Yeah.
oh, wow. Talking Crit's going to be on Christmas Day, and it probably will be.
Really?
8 p.m., everybody's gone by then.
Yeah, I guess.
Rachel's like, you know, you're going to do that on Christmas Day?
Eh, whatever.
Whatever. Whatever. You do what you want. So,
Yeah, usually if we would have folks in,
yeah, it's going to be a weird Christmas this year. We shall see. Um,
we know we're going for we're gonna bring bagels to Connecticut
yeah, we
though.
know that.
We
That's a yearly tradition.
don't even talk like that. Yeah, we know we're going to Connecticut and bringing the bagels and opening our gifts out there, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the ticket. Folks, as always, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. We'll be back. Pencil in next Saturday. This coming Saturday, we'll be in the Poconos.
Hmm.
We'll be with Glenn. We will, and Glenn, if you're watching this, you got to be part of it. You got to be part of it. Thank you all so much. We'll catch you all later.